This is the Articles of Incorporation of Baofu,
Yes,
correct?
Po. Yes po.
How about the signature across your name? Do you acknowledge that that belongs to you?
Yes po.
Yes. Do you know Bao Ying Lin?
Your Honor, I think for the Baofu, I invoke my right against self-incrimination because I have pending case po with DOJ human trafficking po.
There are speculations, Miss Alice, na itong Hongsheng, ang Baofu, Zunyu Wan, and you are one and the same. Do you agree?
Totally not agree.
Totally not.
Those were two clips from an inquiry in the House, which also decided to charge Alice Guo with contempt. This has been a wild week, so here's an episode to catch up. Representative Jinky Luistro was praised for building up a chain of damning questions. Alice refused to talk about specific companies, business partners' signatures, and even a photo of herself as a child. At a later session, Luistro invited the previous mayor of Bamban to confirm Alice's role in representing those businesses.
Yes, and with respect to Hongsheng Mayor, the entire process of this resolution or letter interposing no objection, it was Alice Goo who was representing Hongsheng. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Madam Chair, because her name was written also on the Sangguniang resolution.
And how
To
many
my-
times did she visit your office to represent Hongsheng?
Twice.
Twice.
When Alice spoke with senators on the 24th, she protested that she's only a victim.
Mastermind o willing ka ba magsabi kung talaga meron nasa likuran ng whole operation na ito?
Your Honor, hindi pa ako mastermind. Masasabi ko po, isa pa akong victim.
Victim.
It's Alice's last chance to escape this crackdown on online gambling centers, known as POGOs, which has been tracing her identity and her connections. The whole time, Alice has said that if the Senate wants to know more, it couldn't be in a public hearing.
Tapos, siya pa ang tumulong sa'yo na makatakas sa Pilipinas.
Sen, it's really about security na po talaga.
Di ba you feel safe? You're under the custody of the Philippine National Police.
Yes po.
You're under the custody of NBI. Now
Opo.
you're under the custody of the Senate.
Opo.
And we will protect you.
Opo.
Oh, why don't you want to divulge everything here?
Sen,
you know.
andito po ako, safe na safe po ako, alam ko po
Oh,
yun.
yes.
Pero pagkatapos po ng session, paano po ako? Yun lang, doon po ako nag-worry, kaya ayaw ko po mag-disclose po sa public.
Nandyan ang police, nandyan ang NBI. We will protect you. Just as long as you tell the truth.
At that time, Senator Hontiveros argued that Alice could still cooperate by writing the names down.
Punutin namin sa inyo na parang ngipin.
Opo, pero
Write it
Sen,
on the
natatakot
paper.
po kasi ako.
Write it on the paper at i-appreciate namin pag nabasa na namin.
It took weeks, but the Senate agreed to a closed session. After calling her lawyers, Alice tried asking for a 2-day extension, but ultimately went into the room. On the same day, we heard from one of the big fish in the POGO scandal. Yang Jianxin, aka Tony Yang, aka Antonio Lim, was arrested at an international airport in Manila. He was allegedly being escorted by friendly police to his flight when stopped by federal authorities. At the inquiry, Yang confessed to a fake identity and owning a gun. Through a translator, he said that a police officer approached him about buying the gun and a license. The senators were not impressed.
I know you understand Tagalog and the Visayan language. Ginagago mo kami. You're making a fool out of us Filipinos here.
It was in Manila airport when I was caught and there was no police who was with me.
Anyway, I don't expect you to answer this committee honestly, but I just hope that you rot in jail.
A quick check-in on Alice's friends. Cassandra Ong kept to her story that she's only here because of her boyfriend, Wesley Guo. In a scene out of a surreal rom-com, Representative Ramon Gutierrez questioned the relationship. Cassandra could not remember Wesley's birthday or where he went to school. She did remember that he collects robots from the Gundam series.
Isn't that curious? Di ka man lang na curious kung saan po siya pumunta for schooling?
Hindi po.
So ano yung mga... What aspects of his life do you know about? Alam mo po ba kung ano yung hobbies niya?
Maglaro po.
Maglaro
Yung hobby ng Gundam.
ng gam-gam. Ng
Parang robot.
robot.
Yun lang po.
Sheila Guo has cooperated well enough that her charges for contempt were lifted. She will likely be the first in the group to get deported. Now an update from an unexpected source. Al Jazeera made a documentary about She Zhijiang, who built up a gambling and cybercrime operation in Myanmar. Now he says that was connected to his job as a Chinese spy. After running away from that life, he has ended up in prison in Thailand. The Al Jazeera documentary crew went looking for Alice Guo in his database.
She's dossier lists China as her place of birth. Guo had previously claimed she's the daughter of a Filipino woman. But according to this document, her mother is a Chinese citizen called Lin Wenyi. The dossier also lists a family address in China's Fujian province. This is what our researcher finds when he visits the local office of the Chinese Communist Party. At a nearby village, residents shown photographs of Guo recognize her as the daughter of Lin Wenyi, the same name that appears in She's dossier. They say Guo was born here and only moved away towards the end of 2002.
She Zhijiang also claimed that Alice asked for help funding her campaign for mayor. If he's being honest now, and not just an opportunist, this leads credibility to theories that Alice Guo is involved in a larger spying and money-making scheme. But when the Al Jazeera video was played in the House on the 27th, Alice rejected each point.
Hindi po ako spy.
So hindi ka spy.
Totally po, hindi po ako spy.
Hindi ikaw yung nasa picture.
Hindi po ako spy, hindi po ako nasa picture, at hindi rin po, Your Honor, ako yung sinasabi niya.
To Alice's credit, this is consistent with her story from months ago, that she was born out of an affair, and that Lin Wenyi is not her mother. If this is a spy thing, I don't understand how it works. Many of the cybercrime victims are in China, because gambling and cryptocurrency are restricted there. It's a big reason why the Philippines opened up an online gambling market in the first place. Alice Guo running for mayor and posting videos put it all at risk. For what? Maybe the Chinese government built up the POGOs and is now scrapping them, like a Bourne Identity Mission Impossible thing. Last year, one of the most popular Chinese movies was No More Bets. It depicts people trapped and tortured inside one of these cybercrime centers. It's on Netflix in Asia. If you're in the US, you'll need a VPN.
是发生事情了。
风险比贩毒小，利润比贩毒高。
只有你们想不到的，没有我们做不了的。
他们不怕你提你，偷来那么多钱，就怕你不玩。
The movie ends with police taking down the cybercrime center, and interviews with real-world victims play over the credits. China is going across borders to raid some of these centers. Last year, in what's known as the 1020 incident, a facility in Myanmar discovered and killed undercover officers. China responded by making demands of both Myanmar's military government and the rebel forces. After all of this, what testimony from spies and con artists do we trust, and which ones remain too unbelievable? I'd be interested in hearing your comment. And one final thing, as always with this story, I can still be surprised. Considering that Alice Guo is innocent until proven guilty, people are asking, Will she run for mayor next year?
Alice, malapit na po ang filing. Malapit na po ang filing ng mga kandidato. May balak po ba kayong tumakbo pa na mayor ng Bamban Tarlac?
Your Honor, as of the moment po, wala pa po akong definite po na decision for that po.
Alice responds, she hasn't decided yet.
Sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe po, pindutin nyo lang po yung button dito po para makapag-subscribe na po kayo. Thank you!